Hello my friends, welcome back to today's video. As I mentioned, I am back today to share with you something very exciting. I have finally finished my second book called Seasons of a Christian Homemaker, and in the next couple of days it will finally be available for you to purchase. Now, I had hoped that this book would be ready a little bit sooner, but as books do, this particular work seemed to have a lot of extra edits and revisions in it. The book is going to be released a couple days later than I had hoped, but never fear. It should be available either Saturday, December 20th or Monday, December 22nd for purchase on Amazon. So here is the author's copy. It's all beat up because I've been revising it and editing it, and obviously it has this big not for resale line across the middle. But this is kind of what it will look like. It's quite a long book. I didn't realize it was going to be so long, but once I got it edited and into the manuscript, I realized it was over 300 pages. So I really hope that this book blesses you. For those of you who have followed our journey over here at Thuja Hill, it was a very turbulent but Christ-centered year. We went through a lot last year, and writing became like a therapy to me. It was a way that I processed through the grief and was just able to document the way that God was showing up for our family during these difficult times. And so, should you choose to purchase a copy of this book, my biggest prayer is that those of you who read it would see that the Lord Jesus Christ never leaves and he never forsakes his own. And if you're going through a heavy trial right now, you may be tempted at times to feel like the great shepherd has left you. But I promise you, my friends, he hasn't. He hasn't, because his word tells us he never will. And if we're believers, we have the Spirit who helps us in our weaknesses and points us to Christ. Last year, I can honestly say, I experienced the presence of the Lord in a way that I never have before. And I think, Sid, we have a little visitor who would like to come and join us. Rosie, would you like to come say hi to the camera? This is our mini Aussie, Rosie. And she joined our family last year. Actually, I write about her in the book. This is my dad's dog. And when my dad passed away, we got Rosie. And many of you don't know this, but we had been praying and praying and praying for the right dog. And last Christmas, before my dad died, I actually bought a dog collar. And I told my daughter that we were gonna dig the ditch. Dig the ditch. If you've ever read 2 Kings, you know about that story, where the Israelites were commanded to dig ditches and wait for God to fill them with water. And so we use that expression proverbially in our home now as a means of trusting God for the things that we don't have yet but might deeply desire or need. And so I asked my husband if it would be all right if I bought a purple dog collar for our daughter for Christmas, having no idea how God would answer that. Well, let me tell you, friends, this is just one example of how the Lord Jesus Christ showed up in beautiful ways last year, and you can read all about it in this book. But the way he showed up was that my dad passed away, and we got to take Rosie home. And guess what? Here's the neatest part. She came with a purple collar of her own. If you like stories like that and you want to see how Aslan was on the move in my life, I would love for you to get a copy of this book. Again, it will be available on Saturday the 20th or Monday the 22nd. Just be on the lookout. I will put the link below where you can purchase it. And I hope sincerely that this book is a blessing to you. That is my deepest desire, is that those who read it would be turned to the Lord, that you would see that he is active in the believer's life, and that he is gloriously wonderful and worth following. I've got one more thing I want to share with you. I did write a book a couple of years ago called Reflections of a Christian Homemaker. This was written over a year's time. I started it in 2023. I finished it in 2024. And actually, when I was planning to release it, that was the very week that my dad had unexpectedly passed away. The release was a complete flop. I couldn't put my attention into it. I was focused on more important things. But eventually, I fixed the cover and I fixed the formatting, and I was able to get it the way I liked it. This is kind of the prequel to this. It's a lot shorter. I think it's only about 130 or 40 pages. This is just a really gentle read. It's exactly as it says it is. It's just Reflections of a Christian Homemaker. It's the ins and outs of life here at Thuja Hill as I stay home and care for my husband and our child. And so if you're interested in that, that is currently available on Amazon for purchase at this very moment. that is what I wanted to share with you today. Thank you so much for your support. I love this channel and I love this community. It's such a delight for me to be able to be here with you and learn from you and share with you and talk with you. I hope that you find this channel to be a blessing as well. I'm not exactly sure when I'll come back to make videos or how I'll come back to make videos in the future. I do know that I love it. I do know that I feel called to rest. And so with that being said, I'm just gonna kind of leave it open and say, I'll see you when I see you in the new year. So as usual, friends, thank you so much for joining me over here at Thuja Hill today. And I do look forward to seeing you eventually in another brand new video very soon. May you all have a happy and joyful Christmas and a wonderful new year. And God bless you. Goodbye for now.